those vegan guys. Thank you.
Hello, beautiful people. When I first started recording this video, I had on my spectacles, my black framed ones. They looked rather dapper, but because I have a light there, reflections in lenses, put my contacts in about 5 minutes ago. And yes, look at my eyes. However, I did do my hair for you. So this has been triggered by an article which was shared on the Manchester Evening News page on Facebook this morning. The article title is McDonald's given the green light to reopen all drive-thrus in the UK. I shared said article, adding the comment, and just like that, all of the people, having learned nothing, went back to eating their conveniently available fast flesh. They chose to forget that the pandemic and many viruses before it had in fact started from humans consuming animal flesh. The stupid rejoiced. The animals continued to be killed. The infections continued to rise. And I also added to that comment to the original posting of the article on the Manchester Evening News page on Facebook, and the responses are what's led to this video. It goes on and on and on. Let's just start with one. Let's start with this one first. No one pledged to go vegetarian or vegan, mate. We just don't eat bats and cats and dogs. Normal meat consumption will thrive. Stop pushing your vegan agenda on people. No one cares. Emma. Paul Burgess, animals was put on the earth for us to eat. I responded to her and said, by the big man in the sky, right? Shame he didn't make it so they couldn't feel pain or fear. Also strange that we have to forcefully breed them through insemination. Grow a brain. But there was a lot of talk about the vegan agenda, and some people, one particular guy got really homophobic, told me to go and suck a dick, little knowing that I do that. And then went to my profile. Hate when people do this because it's like Stalker City. Went to my profile, got a picture of me in drag, beautiful one. I'll flash it up here. And was like, oh, yeah, like, we're going to listen to you. So it's report for homophobia and block. So the vegan agenda, yes, there is one. There is actually a vegan agenda. I could read you a lot more comments, but it's basically a load of very defensive people protecting their egos and thinking that I have an agenda to try to force them to do something they don't want to do. And a lot of the comments pertained to that. We don't try and stop you from being vegan. Why are you trying to stop us from eating meat? Now in there lies the crux of the matter. My choices, by and large, do not impinge on or affect in any way the choices of others. So you who do eat meat or consume dairy, choose to buy the flesh and secretions of animals who don't choose to give them to you. The cows don't go walking into the slaughterhouse saying, hey Daisy, I've been looking forward to this day. Yeah, well, what they're going to do is, you see, they're going to bolt us in the head, and then they're going to drain all the blood out of our body, cut us up into pieces, wrap us up and put us in the supermarket. And I'm really excited about Deirdre from Wilmslow buying my upper leg. That ain't how this works. So the vegan agenda is to try to stop is to listen to the science first. There's so much science saying that we need to consider our use and abuse and consumption of animals moving forward, especially with this pandemic now, which was caused by humans interfering with animals, like many viruses before it. SARS-1, SARS-2, H1N1, Ebola, MERS, so many of them, directly because of our involvement with animals. Right, so approximately 150 billion animals per year for human consumption. That includes sea animals. Somewhere there are figures between 56 and 80 billion land animals. $56 and 80 billion land animals, 10 times humans, are forcefully bred, because they don't breed naturally. We don't allow that. We, in fact, if you want to hear the process said in an angry way, because I was rather pissed at the time, watch this video. If, however, somebody being angry and going grrr isn't your bag, I did another one, a calmer version. I'll put that here. They were really pertaining to meat eaters and vegetarians who were saying that they were going to be vegan. I'm on the journey, and it was a kind of like, okay, when? Because I'm not going to repeat it all. It's all mentioned in those videos about the Amazon rainforests, about the forced breeding, about how chicks are killed, about how cows are treated, about pigs. It's all there. I'm not going to show you any gore either. I was going to like point videos. I'm not going to. It's, you have access to all the same information that I do. Whether you choose, see, life is all about choices. Whether you choose to seek it out and pay attention to it is your choice. The vegan agenda is to try and help you realise that the animals don't have a choice. You are taking away their choice, and all we're asking you to do is to take that into consideration. And why? Because it benefits animals, obviously, because they don't get force bred and slaughtered. It benefits you, your health will be better. And it benefits the planet, because we're not tearing down the lungs of the earth to grow more soy to feed to cattle. And we're not needlessly killing 150 billion animals a year. We can let the oceans live and breathe and thrive in their nature. Yes, it's nature. Big fish will eat small fish and so on. So leave them to it. Leave nature to it. Yes, lions eat deers and you know. But the vegan agenda is nothing more than to ask you to please think about it. You see, the thing is with us vegans is we had the courage to ask ourselves the question, do I have a right? Is it my right to buy the flesh of a living, breathing, feeling, thinking animal that someone else has killed for me in pain and fear and cut up into convenient pieces? Is that my right? And if you feel that that is your right, regardless of all the aforementioned, because you can't think about the piece of meat on your plate without thinking about how it got there, the environmental destruction that happened for it to get there, the water consumption, the grain consumption, the fact that it takes a huge amount of resources to make this little piece of meat for your plate that you don't need. And I will mention this as I did in the other video, because I think it's really important. If we stopped force breeding animals, and it would take a while for that to all filter down, the soy, the grain that we feed to animals to fatten them up for human consumption, would end world starvation today. So yeah, I do, as a vegan, I totally have an agenda. My agenda is to be a voice for the voiceless, because a cow can't say, I don't want you to slit my throat. I don't want you to force a big machine with bull spunk inside me and make me pregnant again. You've just taken my last baby away and now you're stealing the milk. She can't say that. I can. A little one-day-old chick on a conveyor belt heading for a mincer can't say, you're about to mush me into mush because I'm male. I want to live. I can. A pig can't say, I don't want to be in this cage. I can't stand up. I've already killed one of my babies by lying on them because I can't move. I want to stand up. I want to feed my children naturally, not forced like this. I don't want to have my throat slit while I'm hung upside down on a conveyor belt so that you can have what you've conveniently called black pudding, ham, bacon. That's my body. But I can. And so I will. Because I live on this planet too, and anything that you do willfully that is fucking up this planet, don't you think I have a right to speak out about that? If we lived in the same apartment block and you were pissing in the lift all the time, I would call you out to the inspector because I've got to use that same lift. Same thing. We're all on this planet together. Meat eating and animal agriculture, along with travel and pollution and plastics and all of that, are fucking up the earth. And yet, all these joyful posts, yeah, Mackie D's is reopening. I don't have to think anymore. Go back to eating that cow that didn't have a choice. You're right, you don't have to think. But I really wish you would. For yourself. Not because I want you to. I went vegan for me. Not because someone forced me to or coerced me. People made me aware of what was really going on, and I looked into it and thought, I don't want to be a part of that. Asking you to do the same is the vegan agenda. Saving you is the vegan agenda. Saving animals is the vegan agenda. Saving the planet is the vegan agenda. Asking you to think about something other than protecting your ego is part of the vegan agenda. So is there one? Absolutely. And every outcome of it is beneficial to you, the animals, and the planet you live on. The only thing is your ego that says, I have a right. Don't make me think about that. I don't want to. I want what I want when I want it. I want it now. Pew. Please think about it. And in the meantime, be excellent to yourself and each other.